Hola, es Jorge Herrera y quiero contarles mi historia de cómo me encuentro ahora en, en una jornada tratando de recuperar mi licencia de piloto. Yo soy colombiano, inmigré a los Estados Unidos en 1985 con mi esposa y una hija de 4 años y medio. Me hice ciudadano en el 90, naturalizado. Y en Florida, nosotros vinimos a Maryland, vivimos 5 años en el área de pero Maryland is beautiful, but it is too cold for a Colombian. We live in the tropic, so we are not used to heavy winters. So 5 years was more than enough for us to live in Maryland. So we moved to Florida, and in Florida I flew for several hours. My base was Boca. I applied for an FAA certificate, and they granted me an FAA certificate based on my foreign license from Colombia. So I had a great time flying in Florida. Um, I went to Key West several times. To I went to Orlando. I went to Ormond Beach. I went to Marco Island, and it was great. It was great to flying in Florida. I even um, took training to get an instrument license, and I did get it. I passed the check ride, and I was given the rating of instruments. I guess it was the economy, but in 2002, in 2002, I stopped flying. But then last year, 2024, the aviation bug stung me again. I'm flying is the most incredible experience that a human being can enjoy, because there are tremendous experiences racing on all the types of races, Formula One or motorcycle racing, boat racing. All those are tremendous experiences, but flying takes you away from the ground level. So when you're flying, you are on top of the world. It is a fantastic experience. So I became crazy to get my license again. But then when I was when I was making the request and trying to get back my license, I found that I was stripped from my license. Why? Because of bureaucracy. And there were a couple of insignificant changes in the United States and Colombia in reference to the pilot certificates. They switched from license made in paper to license made in plastic. Big deal. Well, it's true. If you don't laminate your paper license and don't take care of it, it could it could really get messed up. So a plastic license is supposed to last longer. I guess that might be the only reason. So because of that change and the fact that when I immigrated to the United States in 1985, I immigrated with the goal to stay here forever. I mean, for the rest of my life, because came with a resident visa and I got naturalized in 1990. I mean, in 1985, I came with a resident visa. In 1990, I got naturalized. In 1992 and 93, I have a couple of um, children, Floridians, so they are citizens by birth. My wife, my daughter, and myself are citizens by naturalization. But I love this country. So I had to request a letter of uh, certification from Colombia via IACRA. And since I left Colombia in 1985 and really didn't come back for other than visiting family, visiting my brothers and some other friends, I didn't go to Colombia to take care of any business. So I didn't do anything about my aviation status in Colombia. So maybe that's the reason why I didn't find any record from me for the plastic license because I never requested a plastic license and I didn't do any flying after 1985 that I came. So when the letter of certification came, it came as expire. Now I had uh, I had extensive conversation with the authorities um, for for aviation subjects in Colombia, and actually I sent them all my records, even valid medical license that I obtained here in Houston, Texas, that is valid to October 31st next year, 2026. And in the ICAO, all the pilot's license do not expire if they are accompanied by a valid medical certificate, valid and active. And mine was valid and active, but they didn't care. They sent a letter of certification that my license expired. So what did the FAA did? They received a letter saying that my license expired. So in turn, they voided my paper license. Well, anyway, the paper license was not good after 2010 when they switched to um, to plastic license. So they invalidated the paper license. So there I was, and I had a lot of conversations with DPEs. They are designated pilot examiners for people that have foreign licenses or people that are applying for ratings that they are like adding more certifications to their pilot license, and also with inspectors from FSDOs. Those are local offices of the FAA that are put in place to help pilots deal with all the requirements to keep their licenses licenses active and valid. And I couldn't get any help. So the path that I'm going through now is trying to get a private pilot license. Even though from Colombia, I came with a commercial and agricultural certifications as a pilot, but I was given here an FAA license backed by my Colombia license, but with restrictions that I couldn't practice commercial aviation, neither agricultural. So at the age of 71, I really don't have any interest on agriculture. And actually, I had a couple of issues, a couple of accidents in Colombia in flying agricultural that I voluntarily decided to quit flying agricultural. It is just extremely critical. Out of like maybe 30 people that took the training for agricultural aviation, I mean 30 pilots, at least 16 of them had died when I had my accident. I guess I would have been 17, but God decided something different. He wanted me to keep testing people for a little longer. So, no, the truth is, I have I have to do something significant, and I'm trying to help people. That's what I'm trying to do with my experiences with health, finances, and I want to get back my pilot license so I can also teach 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 some people to. That's why I want to get my license back, and I need to get my commercial back and take an added certificate on on instructions, certified flying instructor. So since I didn't get any help from the bureaucracy, and I was even talking to an aviation attorney because a lot of CFIs and DPEs and people that I talked to told me, hey, you should talk to an aviation attorney because that's not fair. I mean, a good friend of mine told me, well, man, the way I see it, you're being screwed. So I actually did talk to an aviation attorney, and this guy told me, well, it really will be very costly. So it might be better for you being 71 now. Maybe just get a private pilot license. It has nothing to do with Colombia, and then you can keep flying. And if you want to add later on your commercial or renew your instrument and get a CFI license, well, at least you'll be on your way. Aviation is extremely expensive. I mean, to get those ratings, those certifications. So I came up with an idea, and I'm going to create a GoFundMe to see if the community, the people, help me get back to where I want to be that the bureaucracy denied that to me. So maybe instead of spending a lot of money in an aviation attorney, I might get some help from people to take on training to get the licenses that I had and certified flight instruction, so I can uh, pay it forward and teach some people to fly. That's what I wanted to share. If you have any comment, put it on the video that you are watching, and let's have a conversation.